Hi, I'm Strength and Conditioning Specialist Mike Mejia, and welcome to the final installment of my series called Sweat the Small Stuff, where we're taking a look at the impact that strengthening some often ignored areas of your body can have on your overall training program. And this time around we're going to be talking about the ankles. Now, although the title of this article is Improving Ankle Mobility, in truth we're actually going to be showing you a couple of drills here that improve mobility and stability of the ankle, because there's a continuum that exists there. Meaning that we don't want to just have an ankle that's so hypermobile that you're always hurting yourself, you're always spraining your ankle or turning your ankle. But at the same time, we don't want a joint that's so immobile that you're not able to move properly. So I'm going to show you a couple of great drills here that will help with each. And as you'll see, you'll not only change direction better, be able to accelerate and decelerate more efficiently on the field, but when you're in the gym training and you're squatting and you're deadlifting, doing all those kinds of great drills, plyometrics, what have you, you're going to find that you just have a lot more stability down there, you're going to be able to move better, and you're just going to be a better athlete as a result. So let's go ahead and take a look at those drills right now. Now before we even get into any of the mobility and stability drills that I'm going to be showing you, one thing that you're going to want to include in this routine is doing some soft tissue work on the plantar fascia. Now I have a lacrosse ball here and a tennis ball. I definitely recommend that you start with a tennis ball, especially if you're new to this sort of thing. And you can begin by simply placing the tennis ball on the ground, placing the sole of your foot on the ball. Of course, you're going to be in socks for a drill like this. And all you're going to do is simply roll the ball back and forth. And what this is going to do, it's going to help to mobilize that plantar fascia, which tends to get really tight, especially in athletes. And it's just going to help increase range of motion and just loosen things up in general around the foot and ankle, because we don't really think of the sole of the foot and the role that it plays in sports and training, but in truth there's a lot of importance there, and we want to make sure that we maintain good tissue quality in this area. So just a couple of rolls in each direction, and then down the line when you get a little better at it, you can switch to a lacrosse ball, but make sure that you take your time with that, because just this, for some of you who are tight in this area, will be quite a lot. So start out with about 8 to 10 rolls. Just make sure you're really working it around to all aspects around the sole of the foot. Don't put too much pressure. You can easily gauge that by how much bend you have in your support leg. And like I said, right before you go into these drills, make sure that you're working the plantar fascia on each side. Here, just a little bit more of a close-up of that same drill so you can see what's going on. Just really getting in nice and deep along all aspects of the sole of that foot. Not putting too much pressure. Just take your time, use a nice full range of motion. Alright, so our next drill is going to focus on ankle mobility. And for this one you're going to need a stick, and what better type of stick to use than a lacrosse stick. After all, you guys always have these with you, and you can even do this right on the field as part of a pregame warm-up. Now to begin this drill I'm going to get into what's known as a high kneeling position, and then I'm going to bring one leg forward. Now this will be the leg that I'm going to be working on in terms of trying to improve the mobility around the ankle. And I'm going to place the stick right outside the foot. I'm going to hold on to the stick, keep nice and tall through here, and what I want to do is lean forward and drive the knee to the outside part of that stick. The reason we're going to the outside part of the stick is we want to keep the foot from pronating or collapsing inward. And we're just going to drive forward, making sure to keep that heel down. That heel's got to stay on the ground. You're doing no good if you've got that heel up in the air. So we're going to stay nice and tall, engage the core, heel down, drive that knee past the stick. And this is really going to help to mobilize that ankle. We'll do about 8 to 10 repetitions per side. And I'm just going to have you take a look at it from the other side as well, because this drill carries with it the added benefit of also stretching the quad and the hip flexor on the back leg if you tend to be tight there. So up, straight and tall, stick on the outside of the foot. Keep that core engaged so we don't hyperextend through the lower back. And then drive that knee forward. And as you can see, I'm mobilizing the ankle, but I'm also getting a pretty decent stretch in this hip flexor, sort of as an extra benefit there. And again, anywhere between 8, 10, 12 repetitions per side. Just go nice and slow, make sure you keep that heel down. And that is the ankle mobilization using the lacrosse stick. Now the next drill I'm going to show you here is going to work on improving ankle stability. But in truth, it's really going to work stability through the ankle, knee, and the hip together. Now as you can see, I have a couple of different devices here on the ground. And these are just instability trainers. This one's called an AirX pad, and this green disc here is called a Dynadisc, and you can get tools at these on websites like performbetter.com. And for the beginner's version of the balancing ankle set, all we'll do is stand on top of the pad, stand on one leg and balance, and just soften the knee and hip, get in a little bit of a ready athletic position. And from here you'll see I'm maneuvering a little bit, doing what I can to make sure that I'm staying balanced on this pad. Now the disc is a little bit more challenging, it's a little more unstable, so that might be an option for those of you who have a little better balance, or if you want to move up down the line to something that's more difficult. You can see there's a lot more going on here in terms of the amount of movements that I have to counteract in order to stay on top of the disc. Now once you get good at using these tools, in addition to just balancing on it, you can balance on it, maybe work on stick handling drills, you can play catch with a friend or against the wall, just different things that are going to challenge that balance component. And what you can also do with both is it's a great way to increase the difficulty level of standard exercises like, say, a reverse lunge, where I'm lunging back, and now I'm adding ankle, knee, and hip stability into a strengthening exercise. So just a couple of great tools that you can use. If you don't have access to one of these, even something as simple as maybe a couch cushion or a throw pillow, anything that's going to give you that unstable surface to stand on and it's going to help increase your ankle stability. And also don't forget to take a look at the video right beneath this one where I'll show you another couple of great exercises to help improve range of motion and strength around that ankle joint. Okay, so hopefully I gave you some great ideas there for some drills that you can start incorporating into your training to help improve ankle mobility and stability. That does it for our series called Sweat the Small Stuff, but you're going to want to keep your eyes open because I'm coming at you with plenty of new content in the weeks ahead. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can always drop me an email at mike@basesportsconditioning.com. I'll see you next time right here on Inside Lacrosse.